Hello, everyone. My name is Reverend Dr. Renee Hart. I am an independent minister. I am a licensed practitioner for Center for Spiritual Living in Redlands. And today we're going to be doing meditation. Love meditation. It's when you just sit back and just listen to the voice of God. So today is a day that the Lord has made, and we are blessed. So as I open my heart space, we breathe. Take another breath and breathe. And sit comfortably in your chair, moving your head from side to side. Stretch. See the flames of the light of love, the light of harmony, and the light of peace, the light of unity, the light of joy, the light of fully grounded and balanced in truth. Sit comfortably in your chair. Breathe. Open your heart to the heart space. Now open up. Let's contemplate peace for the world, peace for humanity, for Gaia, Mother Earth, peace to all mankind. Feel that vibration of peace. Bringing your awareness back into this room, moving your head from side to side, fully alert, conscious of where you are, knowing all is well, all is perfect. Know you are loved. Have a beautiful day today. When praises goes up, blessings come down. Namaste. I hope you had a beautiful meditation with me today. Know you are loved. Namaste.
Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in a sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together in the name of love. We come together, we come together, we come together in the name of love. Now look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in a sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together in the name of love. We come together, we come together, we come together in the name of love. From every walk of life, every creed and color, in kinship we unite, in honor of the God in each other, yeah. Now look at the person next to you. Say, namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in a sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together in the name of love. We come together, yeah, we come together, oh, we come together in the name of love. We come together, yeah, we come together, oh, we come together in the name of love.
Hello, I am Edward Fillion. The suggested topic focus for this third week in November comes to us in the form of a question again. How engaged is God in us? And if you don't relate to the word God, substitute another, such as the divine, or spirit, or life, or reality, or mind. The idea we're exploring is that the divine, however you name it, expresses itself through its own creation 100% of the time, engaged all the time. Here comes the but. But through the mystery of the power of choice, you and I, we seem to have the ability to be more engaged or less engaged with our spiritual nature. Also, we have the ability apparently to divide life up into spiritual and not spiritual, and then mistakenly think that by removing ourselves from the secular world, we are becoming more spiritual. No. Whether I am aware of it or not, I am a spiritual being. And the divine is 100% ready, willing, able, and available to express through my words, to create through my actions, to love through my heart. Maybe you can think of a time when you were less engaged in your spiritual life. I can. And maybe you can remember a time when you turned back, you returned to that spiritual something that lives inside of you. I can. And when I did, the miracle of miracles is that it, the divine, was exactly where it always had been, in the same state it always was, 100% ready, willing, and able to flow through the channel I opened in me. How engaged is God in us? Completely. My blessings to you.
I am happy, healthy, wealthy and wise. Happy, healthy, wealthy and wise. And I know the light of love is shining in my eyes. I am happy, healthy, wealthy and wise. A little birdie told life is so sweet as I listen to her song. I know I am complete. I have all the keys to love, joy, and peace. The power is infinite. Love will increase. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I know the light of love is shining in my eyes. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I know the light of love shining in my eyes. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise.
And so as we take this breath, we breathe, and knowing in this breath that we take that God is all that there is. Knowing that God's Spirit is perfection, is love. And in this, I know that I am one with God. So then I know that we are one with God's Spirit that's moving in us and through us and all around us as I speak. And so as we take this God breath, we breathe in the highest vibration of love, of peace, of joy, of compassion, of unity, knowing that we are one. And so as we're knowing that God is a forefront of our lives, we bless this day that the Lord has made. We bless this moment, knowing this moment is a moment to express God in action right here, right now. It's a time right now, in this second, to express love right now. Embody that love within you as you right now. Love is all that there is. So we bless this day that the Lord has made, knowing we are truly blessed to have this breath, that we can be able to allow God's Spirit to show up within us and in our lives. So we bless this day. And knowing all is perfect, all is good, and all is well within me now. All is good within me now. And so I give thanks for knowing this to be the truth. Sending this high vibration of love and light energy to the world. Know you are loved. So we bless this day, this sacred moment, this sacred day. And we show up today in this second in love, healing the world of love, 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 love. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. And that life is my life now. And in knowing this to be the truth, I give thanks for all of it. And I just release my words into the universal law. I know that it is perfect. I know that it is complete. And we will say, and so it is. Amen. Hallelujah. Thank you, God. And so it is. Thank you, Jesus. We love you. We appreciate you. And you have a God-blessed day. Namaste.
Our reading for this morning comes from this month's Science of Mind, A Guide to Daily Living magazine. They've taken the writing of Dr. Ernest Holmes from the booklet, A Holmes Reader on Practical Wisdom. And this is part of what he wrote. Humanity and divinity will be identical when we recognize divinity in humanity. We must learn to see through the apparent, to judge not according to appearances, to realize that at the center of every person's soul, God is enthroned. Compassion and caring are the ties that bind us together in mutual understanding and in the unified attempt to uncover the divinity in each other. Compassion is the most gentle of all human virtues, for it is the outpouring of the divine givingness through all. have a few announcements for us this morning. First and foremost, we are so happy that you're here. After service today, be sure to join us in our Zoom room for our fellowship time. We have a good time chatting with each other, and the more the merrier. So come on into the Zoom room and let's get acquainted, or at least catch up with each other. I also want to let you know that we are sending in our weekly e-newsletter that you should have already received a quick and confidential survey. This survey is to help us understand how we can, as a spiritual community, serve you better. How can we be a stand for love for you? And so if you will please complete the survey and click submit when you're done. That's all you need to do. It should take about 5 to 10 minutes if you want to give it a whole lot of thought. But please do complete the survey and send it back to us. This way we know exactly what you desire in our center. Also, every Sunday evening at 5 p.m. in our Zoom room, we have a Sunday evening connection. Bring your cup of coffee, your hot chocolate, and your warm apple cider, and maybe some tea. And let's just relax and visit with each other for a few minutes. I'm online at a little before 5 o'clock, and if no one is there, I usually leave about 5:15. So if you want to join, come on in and enjoy our Sunday evening fellowship time, 5 p.m. in the Zoom room. Every Wednesday night, we have our Wednesday night service, and Reverend Dr. Renee Hart has been doing a beautiful job of our meditation and her message. It's a lovely service, and I really encourage you to watch to get a midweek uplift. That's Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. in the Zoom room. Our services are going to be moving to Zoom in December. Now say that after me. In December. Not next Sunday, December. Yes. We're moving to the Zoom room, and what we're going to do is have a service where we can see each other. We will also be able to comment in the chat area of the Zoom room. And if you woke up with your hair all askew and don't want to be showing your picture in the Zoom room, all you need to do is click the button to turn your video off, and we will help you with that if you need it. If you need help with Zoom, be sure to let us know, and we'll be more than happy to give you a little assistance with that. But in December, we start our services live in the Zoom room. Woo, exciting. I would invite you to enjoy today's service and enjoy your week. Have a blessed day.
When this old world starts to get me down and people are just too much for me to face, I climb way up to the top of the stairs, and all my cares just drift right into space. On the roof, it's peaceful as can be, and there the world below can't bother me. Let me tell you now, when I come home feeling tired and beat, I go up where the air is fresh and sweet. I get away from the hustling crowds and all that rat race noise down in the street. On the roof's the only place this I know, where you just have to wish to make it so. Let's go up on the roof. At last the stars put on a show for free, and neighbors, you can share it all with me. I keep on telling you that right smack dab in the middle of town I found a paradise that's trouble-proof. So if this world starts to get you down, there's room enough for two up on the roof, up on the roof. Everything is all right up on the roof, up on the roof. Let's go up on the roof.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Redlands, California. We're very happy that you're here. Today we continue our November theme of living as compassionate conduits. Oh, yes. Today my title is Spiritually Engaged Are We? Yes, we're always spiritually engaged because we are spiritual beings. Isn't that true? Of course. Now, the Centers for Spiritual Living is very generous with sending out their talk outlines that those of us ministers in the field can use if we choose to use them. Today's outline is just fine. However, it smacks a bit of separation. And what I mean by that is that we are not separate from God. If you want to call the universal creative energy or that divine power, if you want to call that God, we're not separate from it, whatever it is you call it. The thing is, it's an energy. It is a field of all potentiality. And we are a part of that. We're made from it. And therefore, we're not separate from it. I trust that makes sense. The original title of this talk, according to the outline, was to be, How Engaged is God as Us? Well, I had a little problem with that title because it was too separate for me. You see, I'm a student of Dr. Ruth Wilkerson, who served this church for over 40 years. And she is a religious science purist. She teaches pure Ernest Holmes. And to even say thank you to God for her smacked of separation. So she never did. She was always grateful, but she never said thank you because she knew that God wouldn't say, you're welcome. Well, okay. I love the idea of knowing that we are not separate from the infinite. And so I'm speaking today from the premise that we are all one. We're one with each other. We're one with the divine. And we are it. Are you with me? Raise your hand if you're with me. Oh, good. I'm so glad. When we are spiritually engaged, we are operating from our true self, that self that is a spiritual being having a human experience. The actions that we take as spiritual beings in human form allow us to more fully express the infinite energy and presence that we can call God. We operate then from unconditional love because that's what God is. That's what the divine presence is. It's unconditional love. It is also unconditional compassion. We get to speak from this place. And if we live our life from this place, if we live our life in love with being unconditional love, we are then in love with life. And we are engaged in life so fully and so beautifully. When we become engaged to be married to our beloved, we are making a commitment to our beloved and to ourselves that we are going to love and fully support them and to speak up for them if necessary. And when we engage in love and having compassion for our beloved, we are also having love and compassion for ourselves. We commit to caring for ourselves and caring for our beloved and supporting ourselves and our beloved. And we commit to being the spiritual beings in this commitment called marriage. For we know that the marriage is also a spiritual way of being. It's a way of living life, looking forward into the future together. Yeah. We are all one. Spiritual beings having a most interesting human experience right now, aren't we? We do this also for our family members, our spouses, our children, our family members, our best friend. People that are in our lives are the people that get to experience the love that we express, the compassion that we express. And we can be fully engaged in doing that with them and for them when we fully engage ourselves in the love of spirit. We stand up for our family members, don't we? And we have their backs when they need support. Of course. Because we are in this together. How many times have we heard that lately? Yes, we're in this together. You see, the universal creative energy is doing for each of us what it is doing for all of us. We are being God to all the other gods around us. So when we're expressing kindness to a stranger, we are God being God. When we go in for surgery, it's actually God treating God. We're all that spiritual being. So I'd like you to repeat with me, I am that. I am that. I am that says that we know who we are. We know that at the core of our being, we are the divine presence, expressing unconditional love and compassion. Now, this year, we've been on quite a roller coaster ride. We are living through a pandemic. We just came through a general election. And now there is systemic racism that is up for healing. Praise God. And I know that on this ride, we need to stay in that place where we can express the very highest and best of the truth of who we are. We don't need to move away from the world to be spiritual. We don't need to find a mountaintop to sit on. We don't need to stay on our meditation cushion in our meditation room in our home and not engage with the world. We are here to fully engage with life. And so what we are called to do is to be the life that is the presence of who we are. You see, Spirit is moving through us and expressing as us. And this is not the time for us to sit on that meditation cushion and not take part in life. We have to take the time to ask the divine, what is mine to do? When we see something that needs to be taken care of, what is ours to do? Is it feeding the homeless? Is it taking them blankets? Is it sharing music that's uplifting? Is it sharing our gifts and talents? Whatever action that is, whatever we are called to do, is the action that we can take to be even more uplifting and more of that spiritual being that we already are. We have an opportunity in this life to really bring healing, to really bring the truth to everyone around us. When we hear someone affirm something that isn't quite right, that might stick with them for a long time and cause them to go into a downward trend in their life, like, for instance, maybe someone just offhandedly says, well, I can't afford that right now. Let's back up. Let's back up and explain to them that they are speaking into this universal source of life that always manifests everything we say. And we can just gently instruct them and just tell them that our words produce the activity that we have presented. The I can't afford it statement allows the universe to say, yes, of course you can't afford it. And the universe so kindly and so lovingly brings us things that we cannot afford. Repairs and things that need to be done to us, maybe having to go to the doctor, the dentist, or whatever it might be. You see, we have the knowledge, we have the wisdom to help others along their path. I believe that that's what we're all here to do, to help others along their path so that they can rise to the next level of their unfoldment. This is so true when you're raising children, isn't it? I've raised a beautiful daughter, and there were times when I just absolutely knew she wouldn't live until the next year because I was probably going to beat her to death. I'm only kidding. I would never do that. But you see, there were times when I just couldn't get through to her because she knew what she knew and she felt that she was right. I understand that, but I also understand that I had more experience than she did. And so when we have more experience in life and can teach someone the next best thing that they need to do, that's what we might be called to do. Personally, I'm not one to stand in a picket line, although I might support the cause with my prayer or with my encouragement. I have marched in the streets of Olympia, Washington for peace, and I have not been to any demonstrations. I didn't do the Women's March. But you see, my encouragement was streaming forth out of me. That was mine to do, and I knew it, and I did it consciously. Now, my oldest daughter, she's right in the middle of it all. She will pick up that sign. She went to Washington, D.C. for the Women's March. I mean, she is an active human spiritual being, and I'm very proud of her. It's hers to do that. See, we all have that gift that we bring. And that gift that we bring is a gift that allows us to fully express the divine that is within us. When we see something that isn't right, when we see someone mistreating another person, it might be our call to say something. One day in the grocery store, my best friend Dee and I were doing our grocery shopping, and as we were walking along, we noticed that there was a gentleman and a woman ahead of us. She was walking behind him. He was walking ahead of her while she pushed the cart, and he was saying things to her that were so hurtful and so unkind. And there was nothing that we could see that she had done to cause it. He was just being a mad old grumpy person. But it looked like abuse. She looked as though she had been abused. My girlfriend said something to the man and said, "You don't need to treat her like that. She's a lovely human being, and she doesn't need that kind of treatment." I'm too shy to say things like that. And I know that if something was really wrong, I would step in his face. But at that moment, I didn't feel it was mine to do. But my girlfriend did. Mine to do was to hold that couple in prayer for the rest of the day so that I would know that she was protected and he was at peace. Because you see, I have lived through an abusive relationship. And I know that sometimes public noticing of an abusive relationship brings on more abuse. And the abused person receives more than they bargained for. And so I did my prayer work. I know that they're fine. We never saw them again. But it's ours to pay attention, to be aware of what is ours to do. And if we are to say something, then by all means, it's ours to do. I want us to really understand that as we move through life, we are bringing forward a way of living that is a true way of living. It's authentic. And when we can speak from our authentic self, that will carry us forward, and it will also bless the world around us. What I really want us to absorb this morning is that we are engaged. We are fully spiritually engaged. It might not feel like it sometimes. It might feel like that we are living in a place of poverty, or we've got some bad stuff going on. The refrigerator just went out, the heater went out, and there's things to fix and stuff to do and all of that. Yeah, life happens while we're being spiritual. But it's ours to make sure that we stay in that spiritual place. I know it's easier said than done a lot of times, but it's our job, you might say, to be that spiritual being that allows ourselves to rise up in consciousness and allows others to rise up in consciousness as well. We always have the choice to choose how we are going to present ourselves, present our thoughts and our opinions. And we have the choice to come from compassion or to come from being a grumpy pants. We do. We have that choice. So personally, I choose compassion. Sometimes it doesn't come across quite like that, but I do choose it. Welcome to humanhood, I suppose. We are the ones that will help our collective consciousness to create a cosmic democracy. Wow. A cosmic democracy. We are the ones that can stay the high watch, that we can look for the highest and best in every person who governs us, in every person who's around us. We can look for the very best and highest good in every situation. We can pick out the good that has come from the pandemic. What good has come to your life from the pandemic? It could be introspection. We've had time to really be with ourselves and to be with our families. We've had time to really dip into the idea that we can do things differently and more safely. There are so many things that are going on in the world that we would rather not have go on in the world, that are ugly and violent. And we can be the place where God shows up. We talked about this last week. We can be the place where the divine is standing in that place of love. We are all connected at a subatomic level. It doesn't matter who the president is. It doesn't matter who the leader is in our communities, in our church, in our household. We have the opportunity to engage in the light and the love and the compassion and stand for those qualities of God in everything that we do. We can stand for wisdom. We can stand for clarity. We can be a stand for love. I invite each of us to really focus on that this week. Focus on being that stand for love in your household, in your community. And you can do that by simply affirming as you look at someone, I see the presence of the divine in you. I'd like you to just take a moment and look at someone in your household or think of them, and then affirm, I see the divine within you. I see the divine within you. And I see the divine within you. Yes, I do. That's exciting. So when we do that, what we're doing is healing all the lives around us, and we're also bringing the truth to our own heart. So this week, see God in others, see the divine in everyone. Look in the mirror and see the divine in yourself. Let's take a look at our affirmation for today. It is this: I am a stand for love in this world. I am a blessing. Let's say it again. I am a stand for love in this world. I am a blessing. And so it is. Namaste.
The power of the sun is free and infinite. We only need to gather it. The power of the sun is free and infinite. We only need to gather it. The power of the wind is free and infinite. We only need to harness it. The power of the wind is free and infinite. We only need to harness it. The power The power of the Spirit is free and infinite. We only need to dwell in it. The power of the Spirit is free and infinite. We only need to dwell in it. The power of our mind is free and infinite. We only need to challenge it. The power of our mind is free and infinite. We only need to challenge it. And the power of resolve is free and infinite. We only need to strengthen it. The power of resolve is free and infinite. We only need to strengthen it. And the power of unity is free and infinite. We only need togetherness. The power of unity is free and infinite. We only need togetherness.
It's now time for our time of conscious giving. This is the time when we get to give thanks for what we've been given and then allow ourselves to give out from what we've received. The notion that a tithe is 10% comes from an ancient practice by the tribes in the Holy Land where they gave 10% of their crops to the tribal leader. And so the tithe means 10%. If that's a little heavy for you, I understand. But the whole idea is that when we give, we receive. When we receive, we give. If it's 10%, 5%, 1%, if it's $5, it is the gift that you are giving from a grateful heart. There are many ways for you to give to our Center for Spiritual Living here in Redlands. You can scroll up to the top of our Facebook page and click on the blue donate button, and you can give from there. You can also go to our website and donate there. You can also give by going to your bank and setting up Zelle. It's my new favorite way to give, so quick and easy. You can also give through Venmo, and you can write a check and put it in an envelope and mail it to our center, or you can bring that envelope and place it in our secure mailbox at our building. Whatever it is that you give, you are appreciated, you are loved, and you are enacting the law of prosperity, that law of giving and receiving that continuously works. You can't outgive God. Because if you'll notice that when you give, you also receive. And then you get to give again. And then you get to receive again. The major point that I want to make this morning about giving is that we must do it from a grateful heart. So let's take a moment to just give thanks for the gifts that we've been given. Just give thanks for all that we've received. And let's just take a moment to give thanks for what we are giving. So just take a moment. Yeah, so grateful. So grateful. And now let's say our offering affirmation together. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and my belief. It does great work in the world, and it returns to me multiplied abundantly. So it is.
You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice, a spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice, a spirit on earth, and who we are, I do is a blessing to the world. You're a blessing to the world.
We've come to the time in our service for our closing healing prayer. So I invite you to join me as we take in a nice big deep breath, breathing in all that we have just heard, and releasing love out into the universe. If you're comfortable doing so, I invite you to close your outer eyes so you can open wide those inner spiritual eyes. And let's recognize together the infinite life that is God, the infinite presence and power, the infinite wisdom and joy, the infinite creative energy that is the divine. Oh, and it is everywhere present. It is truly all there is. It is within the universe. It is within us. It's from where we have been created, from this energy. And we are blessed and uplifted by this energy. And so I know for everyone, within the sound of my voice, there is a presence and power at the center of us. The very truth of us is the divine. It is wisdom. It is joy. It is unconditional love and harmony and peace. Every attribute of God is every attribute that we possess and express. I know for each of us that our lives continue to move forward and be lifted up into a way of knowing our divinity thoroughly and completely. Lifted up into that mystical realm that allows us to see the truth, to know the truth, and to express the truth in everything that we do, everything that we say, every thought we think. I know that there are people in the world in this moment hurting, in emotional pain, mental pain, in physical pain. And I know that this discomfort is only temporary in the human condition. It is that temporary passing through these experiences of discomfort and dis-ease. Because I know that everything is in flux within the universe. Everything changes. And so I know that the changes that all of these people who are hurting, the changes that they experience, come quickly and easily and softly and lovingly to them. I know that each person who is living with COVID at this moment is now free of it, is now living in the high presence of the divine. I know that every person who is living with a mental issue, an emotional issue, a spiritual issue, is now lifted into that highest degree of healing, that highest degree of knowing their truth, is expressing through and as them. The God presence within them is that light that they express. In every moment of every day, every person that we know, including us, is whole and perfect and complete in every way, on every level. I speak my word this morning for the leaders of our country, for our new leaders who are preparing to guide us into a new future. And I speak my word for the leaders who have been in leadership in our country. We bless them all, knowing that the presence of the divine is at the center of their being. The center, the presence of the divine is exactly who they are. And so we allow ourselves to send them love and peace, guidance, direction, wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. And every person in our country is blessed by their presence, lifted up by their presence. And I speak my word to know the truth for the leadership all across our nation. Our leadership here in Redlands, our leadership here in our center, our leadership in our household. There is a divine presence expressing through each one. And I know that this divine presence is expressing unconditional love and wisdom and knowledge and harmony and peace, expressing the divine, expressing God. And so I know for each of us this day that we all stand in the presence of the divine. We stand on the principle of love, on the principle of forgiveness. We stand on the principles of kindness. And we stand in the divine. We express God. We love the life we are living. And this love expresses out from us, touching everyone we come in contact with. It touches everyone we think about, everyone we see in our mind's eye. Yes, we are the love of the universe. And so I know for each of us, as we move through the rest of this day and the rest of this week and the rest of our lives, that we are blessed, lifted up. We are surrounded in wholeness. We are living as whole and perfect and complete expressions of the divine. I give thanks. I give thanks that my word goes forward to do its perfect work in that divine energy, that divine creative energy that expresses every word we speak into manifestation so that we can have the experience of all of the goodness that life has to offer. I give thanks for all of this and for so much more. And I release these words into the heart of the infinite, knowing it is already done. And so we can anchor it together and say together, and so it is. Amen. Namaste.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. all. Let me know that love is all. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me share the good that's overflowing. Let me share the good that's overflowing. And let me care for those around the world. Let me care for those around the world. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way.
And so now that our Sunday experience has concluded, you're invited to join us in the Zoom room by following the links and the instructions that you'll see. So it's simple. Just come on in and say hi. You can turn on your video, you can see others, you can hear others, and check in and connect. We're usually in the Zoom room following our Sunday service for about 30 minutes or so. So come on in, say hello. Know that you're never alone. You're always loved. You're always completely sourced, supplied, and maintained by the power and the presence, the love, and the grace of God.